everybody, it's Maya Joy KahNah, and I've just woken up this morning and I had an email in my personal inbox of somebody asking me to discuss shielding and psychic protection. And I had actually had a dream really early this morning about making a video on this topic. And today is actually my day off. It's my day off to celebrate 3 years of doing psychic work. And I wasn't going to work at all, but I think that this is such an important topic. I want to just take a moment and just describe to you all what I do for psychic protection. Unfortunately, I do feel very strongly that there is a great deal of psychic attack and interference on the planet at this time, and there seems to have been a great deal of interference for the past 4 to 6 months, especially, and at various points throughout 2017. And anyway, what I want to do in this video is I want to begin by telling you the energetic ways that I protect myself, what works for me in terms of the energetic components, and then at the end I'm going to talk about what works in terms of physical things that you can do in your reality. And without going into too much detail, I just want to say that I have had a lot of experience having to protect myself from different energies since the time that I was born. So what I'm going to tell you today is what works, what I know that works from my experience. I'm not going to go into why it works in this video, but I'm just going to tell you what works, okay, and what you can use. And this is for me, like what I use to protect myself when I go to sleep at night. It should work just fine for you to do in the morning to protect yourself during the day as well. Okay, so let's begin. If you are intending to protect yourself from any sort of energetic interference, you want to just go into this setting that intention. You know, I am here to protect myself from any outside energetic interference. And there's a 3-step process that I use to protect myself energetically. So the first thing that I do is I imagine a thick bubble of white light around, just to begin with, just my immediate physical body. And I set the intention that this white light is impenetrable to all outside energies, and that the only thing that can get inside of my bubble is the 100% pure white light. Or you could say the only thing that can penetrate inside of your bubble is the light of God, or something along those lines, right? And I ask that my spirit guides and angels, or any other angels of 100% pure light who would like to assist in this process, may assist me in reinforcing this energetic bubble that is around my body, this bubble of white light. And I take a moment to just visualize that, which does create it in the energetic plane. So I take a moment to visualize that and to feel the protection. I usually do this like when I'm in my bed and at night before I'm about to go to sleep, and I can feel the protection happening. And I don't take a ton of time, but maybe somewhere between 15 and 30 seconds. And then I just thank the universe, thank God for protecting my individual space, and I take a moment to feel gratitude. Now, this I sort of think of as like putting on your oxygen mask first. So that's why I start with my own immediate physical body, an energetic body, right? You're encasing your energetic body as well. So you want to imagine it a bit outside your physical body, right? Maybe say anywhere 5 to 10 feet around you in a diameter. The second thing that I do is I imagine a similar bubble of white light, and I will encase wherever I am. So typically, of course, I'm inside of my house. But even let's say that I'm in a hotel, spending the night in a hotel, or I'm doing this during the day, and maybe I'm in, say, I don't know, a coffee shop or something like that, whatever physical structure that I'm in, I will then imagine a similar bubble of white light, and I will completely encase the place that I am inside. And I go through a similar process of first visualizing it, asking my own spirit guides and any other angels of a 100% pure light who would like to assist me in reinforcing this energetic bubble and making it impenetrable to all energies except 100% pure white light. And you want to do this with a bit of conviction, okay? Do this with a bit of conviction, and I just take a moment to visualize that and to feel the protection. Sometimes I will imagine energies like bouncing off of it that are not 100% pure light, like maybe trying to penetrate and bouncing off of it, just depending. Just whatever you're guided to do visually, I think is fine. And then I just ask that myself and anybody else or any other living things that are inside of that bubble may be protected from all outside interference. And then I just take a moment again to feel the added layer of protection, and to have gratitude for that experience and to thank the universe or thank God for the protection inside of that space. Now, if I'm feeling really good or really strong, I will then take it an additional level and do the same thing, like visualize the protection around the community that I'm in or around the planet as a whole. I do not do that every day, but sometimes I will. I think the most important thing is to establish that shield around yourself and then around the place that you're inside. The third thing that I do is something that I've started doing recently, and this seems to be extremely powerful. Prior to doing this, I was plagued with very strange nightmares and things like that that I know were interference, okay? So I have recently started, before I go to sleep at night, I've started also visualizing my personal Merkabah, which I'm not going to get into like all of the esoteric understanding of what this is, but I'll just basically put some pictures in here so you can see what it looks like. But what I do is I will imagine myself inside of a triangular light structure. I start with like one triangular light structure and I surround my my energy body with that, and I imagine that triangle spinning around me. And once I have visualized that spinning around me and I feel like I can feel it moving in my energy field, I will add another triangle and I will imagine that spinning around me in a slightly different direction. And sometimes I will also add a third triangle and imagine it spinning around me in a slightly different direction as well. And I will feel this spinning within my field. And I can tell that this basically is elevating my energy body and to a level that is no longer accessible by lower energies who may want to interfere. Like it almost raises the plane slightly at which I exist, okay? That might sound a little strange, but I'm just saying if you want the protection, this is a good idea to do this. And so, yeah, I will visualize that for a while, and I'll usually be visualizing that while I'm falling asleep at night. I find that most of my interference, psychic attack, it occurs when I'm sleeping, although I sleep a lot, so that might be why. But anyway, yeah, so I'll visualize that as I'm falling asleep. Since I've added that third component, I have not had any nightmares, which is amazing because I've been keeping this dream journal for a couple of weeks now, and before I started doing this, I just had, like I wrote about it in here, just the most horrible dreams and most terrifying things, and I knew, like, or I suspected that it wasn't me, like that it wasn't really coming from me, but now I know that it wasn't, because once I put in the psychic protection, it stopped. But anyway, so those are the energetic things that I do in terms of visualization or non-physical things. Now I want to talk about the physical things that I do to protect my space. You're gonna have an aversion to doing these things because you're under psychic attack, and of course, just trust me, I'm a psychic and I need extra protection, or I feel that it's my professional responsibility to have complete clarity in the space in which I work. But still, even if you're not doing this work at this time on the planet, given the amount of energetic interference that is here, I think we all need to be a little bit more serious about cleaning out the energies that are around us. So the first thing that I would recommend if you have never done it is to clear your home with sage, to smudging it's called. and I'll put some pictures in, but basically you burn the sage and you just walk around the perimeter of each room in your house, focusing on places where you have maybe felt more psychic attack energy, or like, let's say you had an argument with somebody and you can still feel that emotional energy in that space. You would want to spend extra time there clearing, and then you want to open the windows or open the doors. I do this even in winter, even though it brings in a lot of cold air. It's worth it, like, to open things out, set the intention that any energies, all energies basically will leave. Yeah, like everything except 100% pure white light again. So you definitely want to sage. If you're just a regular person who's not a psychic or a healer, I would recommend doing this about once a week. And you can buy sage you can buy it like at Whole Foods, natural food stores, metaphysical shops, on Amazon, etc. It is worth it. It is 100% worth it. The next thing that I will do is use salt as a cleanser and a protector. So there's many ways that I use salt. You can just use regular salt that you get at the grocery store. The kind that I buy, I think it costs 59 cents for a container. So it's very affordable and very, very much worth it. So if I'm feeling a great deal of interference, then I'll do a number of things with the salt. One of the things that I'll do is wash my laundry whenever I'm doing my laundry for the week, and I'll add salt to the laundry to just get any stuck energies out of my clothes. Just trust your intuition for how much to add. I would say I'm adding maybe about a quarter cup just as a reference point. But if you need a lot more than that, if something terrible happened to you and you want to get the energy out of those clothes, then use more. It won't hurt your washing machine. It will dissolve in the water. But anyway, I'll do that. Sometimes when I'm doing readings, just depending on what's been going on, I will take the salt and I will put like a line of salt outside of the door that I'm doing the readings in. And basically, salt absorbs negative energy, so it will prevent negative energy from entering the space. It's like a transmuter of negative energies. What I'll do is I will make a circle of salt around the space that I'm working in, like I'm sitting at one of my desks right now, so I would make a circle of salt around this space. Yes, it kind of makes a mess, but it vacuums up pretty easily. Sometimes when I'm going to sleep at night, I will make a circle of salt around my bed. I will particularly do this if I'm not at home, like I'm in a hotel or somebody else's house. When I go to hotels, I sage every hotel room that I go into, because you do not know what's happened at that hotel that you are in over the years, and most likely those places have never been energetically cleared. Okay, anyway. So do the circle of salt. You also want to cleanse your auric fields with salt. And I always talk about salt baths. I do realize that not everybody has a bathtub. There's been times where I've lived places where I did not have a bathtub. So if you don't have a bathtub, what I recommend is taking a bowl, maybe just like the largest bowl that you have, one that you would use for baking, you know, like a mixing bowl or whatever you have. You can even use a plastic storage container, anything, just a rather large container, a sizable container. And what I'll do is I will fill it with salt, maybe like half of one of the salt shakers that I described already, or even a full one if I feel like I really need cleansing. And this is also good, like if you just don't have time to take a salt bath, even if you do have a bathtub. And what I'll do is I will then fill it with water, and then I will use my hands. By the way, if you're trying to charge something with energy, you want to use your right hand. That's the hand that gives energy. So I'll use my right hand and set the intention to charge the energy with 100% pure light, to charge the water with 100% pure light. Then what I do is I will get in the shower like normal, and I'll just use that water to clean out my chakras. Like I'll just take a washcloth and I'll just start, I mean, you can just do in whatever direction you want, but usually I'll start like with my crown chakra, and I'll pour like a little bit of the salt water like over my head, and just set the intention that it may clean out any interference, whether it came from within myself or outside, that could be affecting my claircognizance, or ability to receive understanding from the universe, etc. And then I just go down my chakra systems. I do clean out my third eye chakra a lot, because that's primarily what I'm using for readings. So you can just use that, and you just use a washcloth. I'll usually put the washcloth over or wash my chakras out on the front of my body and the back of my body, and then take the salt water that's remaining and just pour it all over my body. And I just, again, like, I ask my spirit guides and any angels who would like to assist, angels of 100% pure light, to assist in the cleaning out of my chakra system and my energy body, so that I may, you know, fulfill my mission as a light worker on the planet and be able to give 100% pure light to other clients, etc. So I always go into the intention with all these things, like, basically, like, that the universe can help me help myself so that I can help others. That's pretty much the intention behind this. So yeah, so you can do that. That's a like quick salt bath way that is really, really effective. The other thing that I recommend very highly is that you get a black tourmaline crystal. This is the black tourmaline crystal that I use. It's like specially wrapped with copper wire to increase the healing effect, basically. I used to wear this as a necklace, but it really hurt. It's really heavy, or not really heavy, but it's pretty heavy, and it hurt my neck a lot, and I would get headaches. So anyway, but I still keep this. I pretty much keep this with me all the time. Like, black tourmaline, in my personal opinion, is like, if you're gonna get a crystal, one crystal for protection from psychic attack or dark energies, I would go with the black tourmaline. Anyway, I will like take this with me if I'm going out into the world, especially if I have to go to some place like Walmart or something like that. Like, I'll take this with me and I'll just hold it in my pocket. Like, I'll just put it in my jacket pocket or something like that, and I'll just keep my hand in my pocket most of the time, and just keeps me like very protected. Or I'll just keep it like, you know, in this, I literally keep this dish like with me, carry it with me if I'm doing readings. But like, if you feel very psychically attacked, you can get a smaller black tourmaline, wear it as a necklace, bracelets, both. Wear it as a necklace, bracelets, anklet, like everything. No, but you really probably only need one. But if you can afford to get like a large one, or you can afford to get a variety of different jewelry made out of black tourmaline, then that could be a good idea. When I feel a great deal of psychic interference, I will actually hold this while I'm sleeping. Hold it in my hand. And I will hold it in my left hand while I'm sleeping. So again, like, the right hand is for giving energies. I don't have much concern about giving dark energies out, you know, right? And then, so, okay. But, like, what I have concern about is receiving, or people trying to give me, or beings trying to give me dark energies. So since the concern is about receiving, then I hold it in my, my left hand, which is the receiving hand. And you might think, like, I don't think I can really hold something in my hand when I'm sleeping. I thought that. I was like, yeah, okay, I don't know. I'll try to hold this in my hand. When I'm sleeping, that's probably not going to happen. It's happened amazingly. I will be waking up and I'm still holding it in my hand. Sometimes keep it under my pillow. But yeah, when I am holding this when I'm sleeping, I have had no interference, no nightmares, no weird things happening in the night. So it's good. It's good. So what else? So, okay, two more things that I will do in the physical. One is I recently started doing this. It seems to help. Like, I will just take a crystal. This is a piece of a larger crystal that I have that just so happened to break off. I could take that as a good sign when that kind of happens, because I feel like it's Spirit's way of, like, giving me more of the crystal that I love. So anyway, I take this one and I put it out, like, inside the door, and actually it works, like, as a doorstop, so nobody can open the door. But I set the intention again, no energies can come in this space. Okay, except energies of 100% pure light. Personally, for me, I don't want to keep my spirit guides out, etc. So that's why I say only energies of 100% pure light. The other thing I'll do in very trying times is I will keep a white candle lit with me at all times. Again, I'm not going to go into, like, why this works. I'm just going to tell you that in my experience, it has worked. And yes, like, any white candle at all will help to provide additional psychic protection. This one, I lit it, like, these only cost like $1.99. You can buy them at most grocery stores. I lit this, I think, 3 days ago for psychic protection when I went to sleep at night, and it's been lit ever since. So I don't know exactly, but I think this kind of model, I think it works for a week, like, if you kept it lit the whole time. So I'll keep that if I need it, like with me when I'm sleeping. And I always light white candles when I'm doing readings as well, and that seems to help a great deal. Um, so yeah, I wish that we were not like at this time on the planet where there was so much interference for light workers, but we are. So I just hope that, you know, this video can help people to just feel empowered in your own protection. This whole video is just about protecting your own energy field, right? Just keeping yourself pure and, you know, being able to feel the goodness of your own energy, and we all deserve that. So I hope this has helped you all, and yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for caring about these matters, and thank you for having the intention to keep your energy pure so that you can help yourself and help the world. So thank you again for watching, and namaste.